please let me know. Okay, fine. So coming to the non-coherent binary modulation techniques, non-coherent binary modulation techniques. This is the next topic. Okay, this is the next topic. So as I was continuously mentioning the difference between the coherent and the non-coherent, can anybody tell me what is the difference between coherent and non-coherent?
Synchronization between correlators, ma'am.
Synchronization between the carriers, not correlators. Okay, so here whatever we are studying, see, I don't know, they may people may join in between and they may ask you what is the knowledge level and what is the CO that we are doing. Okay, arts is CO3. Okay, CO3, in the CO3 we'll be studying all the digital modulation techniques. And coming to the knowledge level, so I think you people know about the knowledge levels, remember, understand, analyze, all that. So here we are analyzing the things. Okay, so it comes under knowledge level 3. Okay, when we are doing the problems, then it comes to knowledge level 4. Okay, so whatever we are doing, it is knowledge level 3. Okay, knowledge level 3, because we are deriving and we are understanding the analyzing the things properly. Okay, so this is what I want to just specify before starting this non-coherent binary modulation techniques. So as you people know very well that coherent detection, in the coherent detection what will happen, whatever phase phi1 of the carrier, whatever carrier you are using in the transmitter, where is the transmitter? Transmitter, whatever carrier you are using in the transmitter, the same carrier should be derived with the receiver as well. The same carrier should be used. Okay, so I can say that in the technical words, the carriers should be synchronized. Okay, synchronized in the sense whatever carrier I'm using at the transmitter, the same carrier should be there at the receiver also without any phase shift. Okay, that is what should be what is very difficult in the coherent detection. Otherwise coherent detection schemes are optimal schemes in the sense this is a best receiver or best detector. Okay, you don't have any other receiver better than this. But the problem with the coherent scheme is that here the carrier should be synchronized. Okay, so that is little difficult, because why I'm saying that it is difficult is when you will be transmitting it through the channel. See, at the transmitter end what you'll do, you'll generate the SI of t. SI of t is nothing but the modulated signal. Okay, modulated signal. Okay, this modulated signal, when you are sending it through the channel, okay, so there may be the noise present. Okay, noise may be present, and this signal may also undergo the phase change. Okay, may also undergo the phase change. So until now whatever I have analyzed in the coherent detection schemes, I was not telling about you the phase change. Okay, but there may be phase change also. Okay, so if that phase is also changing, it is very difficult to get the synchronized carriers at the transmitter at the receiver end. Okay, so to overcome that, we'll be going with the non-coherent detection schemes. Okay, so you have two different types of non-coherent modulation techniques. One is BFSK. BFSK, binary frequency shift keying. Binary frequency shift keying. See, generation will be same. Generation of FSK will be same. So how we were generating, we were taking two carriers. One is of high frequency and the other one is of low frequency, right? Other one of, this is one frequency signal and the other one of low frequency signal. Okay, so when we had let me take the sequence as 0 1 0. When we had high frequency 1 as the data, this is carrier F1, carrier F2. Okay, carrier with frequency F1 and carrier with frequency F2. So what we were doing, if we had 1, we were transmitting the carrier with high frequency low frequency, and we have, when we had 1, we were transmitting the carrier with low frequency high frequency. This is low frequency signal, this is high frequency signal. So again 0 will transmit the carrier with low frequency signal. Okay, this is how we were generating it. Okay, so this is your generation of FSK. Generation of FSK will remain same here. Okay, the reason behind that is because I have to generate binary FSK signal only. Okay, so we are able to generate this binary FSK signal just by using our carriers. But where is the problem? The problem is in receiving the signal. Okay, so when we are receiving BFSK, what is that, detector. Okay, so there what we were doing, we were in the coherent, what we were doing, we were using the same carriers. Okay, so that should be eliminated. Okay, so to eliminate that, we have masked filters. Okay, so where this masked filters are used to match, if you just recall the masked filter concept. So what we were doing, we were matching this masked filter impulse function we were matching with the input signal. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to use the matched filters. Okay, so when you use the matched filters, you can you need not use the same carriers. Okay, instead by matching the signal, by using this matched filters, you will be able to retrieve the original signal. Okay, but here the probability of error will be more. Okay, when compared with your coherent detection schemes, the probability of error here will be more. Okay, so let me just go ahead with okay, this is the first scheme. No, binary FSK is a first non-coherent binary modulation technique, and the second one is DPSK. DPSK, differential phase shift keying. Okay, so here this differential phase shift keying is said to be the non-coherent version of PSK. But we are you may ask me one more question, ma'am. Here you have directly called as BFSK, but here you are not calling it as BPSK. Why you are calling it as differential phase shift keying? Okay, so if you take the non-coherent version of BPSK, there are some problems. Okay, so to avoid these problems, we will not go with the BPSK. Instead, we'll go with the differential phase shift keying. So when we will be dealing with the DPSK, I'll explain you what is the drawback with BPSK non-coherent scheme and why we are going with the DPSK. And DPSK is considered to be non-coherent version of BPSK. Okay, so why we are going with this, I'll explain you very clearly there. Okay, so these are the two non-coherent binary modulation schemes which you have, and here in the non-coherent detection, we'll be using masked filter. Okay, masked filters are used, and here if you just want to know what all different types of receivers, different types of receivers, only receivers, I'm talking about receivers. Okay, the first one is quadrature. Can anybody tell me why it is called as quadrature? Quadrature. The name quadrature, what does it imply? Quadrature indicates the carrier, whatever carriers we are using, both are 90 degrees out of phase. They are orthogonal to each other. And this is 90 degrees. They have phase shift of 90 degrees. So one will be in phase and the other one is the quadrature component. Okay. So in the other way, if you want me to tell, I will be using cos 2 pi f1 or FCT, and the other one is sin 2 pi FCT. Okay, so this is what the two carriers I'm using. Okay, so this is said to be the in-phase component and this is said to be the quadrature component. So that is the reason the name quadrature. This quadrature term I am explaining you from QM, right? QM also I have told you why it is quadrature. Okay, so the same thing is valid here also. So the first receiver, whatever I'm drawing, it is all related to using correlator. The correlator in the sense I'll have the same carrier, whatever I'm using at the transmitter end, the same carrier should be used at the receiver end also. DT here also. Generalized diagram I'm just drawing. Okay, so then this will be given to the squarer, and then even this should be given to the squarer. Okay, and then add both of them. This generally we name it as yi square, and this we'll name as yq square. We'll give it to the summer, and then after that what we'll do, we'll take the square root, and finally we'll get the output signal. Okay, output signal, which is nothing but the estimated one, m cap, or generally we'll just represent this as li. Okay, so this is the quadrature receiver using correlator. Okay, so this is the coherent detection. Okay, so where if I'm using the same carrier, it is always coherent detection. Okay, so the second and the third, two more ways you have. Okay, those two are non-coherent detection techniques, and still it is quadrature only. Quadrature receiver in the sense, like you will be having in phase component and the quadrature component. Quadrature receiver using masked filter. See, this is coherent detection. Okay, so whatever I'm showing you now, it is non-coherent detection. This is also non-coherent detection, and the next one is also non-coherent detection. Okay, so quadrature receiver using masked filter. Okay, so here the diagram will be in this way. X of t is a received signal, so here I'll not use any carrier, but I'll use a masked filter, which will match its impulse function to cos 2 pi fit. Okay, and here masked filter which will match its transfer function to sine 2 pi fit. So that is the name quadrature implies. Okay, then I will sample it. After that I'll sample at t is equal to capital T. Okay, you can just recall your masked filter circuit which you have studied in second module. Okay, then this is a new one. Okay, so then what you'll do, if you want to get the original output signal, you need to square it. So squarer here and even squarer here, then give it to the adder. Okay, give it to the adder. Then you need to provide square root. Okay, so this is the general structure. Okay, output li. So whatever li I have to get here, the same li I should get here also. So this is one way of using the this is the non-coherent masked filter. But here what happens is, so let me just I'll just show you. Let me just take one example. Let me consider that I have received the signal in this way. Okay, this is nothing but the envelope. Let me consider I have received the signal in this way. Okay, I've got the signal in this way. Okay, when there is no I will sample this equal to capital T. Okay, only when T is equal to capital T, you will have the maximum value. Okay, maximum amplitude will exist at T is equal to capital T. That is the reason we are sampling at T is equal to capital T. Okay, so this is when theta, there is no phase shift. Now let me assume that there is phase shift. Okay, let me assume that there is phase shift in the received signal. Okay, phase shift in the sense it will be like this. See, if you observe, it has started in this way. Here it will start in the it is having 180 degrees phase shift. Okay, so let me assume that this is what the received signal. Okay, so if you just take a sample this signal at t is equal to capital T. at t is equal to capital T, then at capital T you'll have the maximum amplitude. So here only you're getting the maximum amplitude. So if you observe here, when there is no phase shift, I've got positive peak. When I've got the negative, when there is a phase shift of 180 degrees, then I've got the amplitude as negative amplitude. So there is a drawback with this detection. Okay, where is that? With this detection, when you are sampling the signal, when you pass it through the squarer and then add them, and then you take the square root, what is happening here is the output is not correct. See, if there is no phase shift, it is fine. If there is a phase shift, instead of getting the positive amplitude, I'm getting negative amplitude. Okay, so that is the reason, since there are phase variations in the received signal, instead of going with the with this method, we can employ the other method, which is set to be the envelope detector. See, envelope detector, this entire thing is nothing but the envelope. Okay, this is nothing but the envelope of the signal, received signal. Okay, so what I'll do, instead of taking the signal, what I'll do, I'll just take the envelope detection. I need to detect the envelope and sample it, so that I'll get T is equal to capital T. I'll have the maximum value at that point. Okay, so that is the reason this receiver, the second receiver, is modified, and it is written as non-coherent matched filter using once again, let me just draw this diagram and I'll leave you. Matched filter using I've written now envelope detector. So what we'll do, after the matched filter, we'll put the envelope detector and then we will sample the signal. Okay, so that is what we'll do here. So x of t is the received signal, then we'll give it to the matched filter with cos 2 pi f I t. You can just consider that I'm just taking the only the positive one, okay, upper one. Okay, so here we are using the envelope detector, and then I'm sampling the signal. Okay, so when I will sample at t is equal to capital T, I'll get the maximum peak value irrespective of the original signal what is received. Since I'm detecting the envelope and I'm sampling at t is equal to capital T, at t is equal to capital T, I'll get the amplitude here. Okay, so this is nothing but the output Li. Okay, so whatever output Li I'll get here, that will be same as this output. Okay, so these are the three different receivers you have. The first one is coherent receiver, okay, where correlators are used, and the second one is here you're using the matched filter, but here the output is depending on phase of the input signal. Okay, when it comes to the third one, it is not depending on the phase. Here we are detecting the envelope and we are trying to get the output. Okay, so these are all related to the coherent and non-coherent receivers which we have studied until now. Okay, and in the next class I will teach you both BFSK and DPSK, both non-coherent detection of BFSK and non-coherent detection of BPSK. We'll see in detail. Whatever I have done until now, it is just the introduction. Okay, hope you people are understanding. So the class is done for the day. If you people have got any doubts, you can ask me, otherwise you can leave the class. Srujan, he left. Hitesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you understood, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. That's all for now. Shreya? Shreya?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everybody in the class, if we are getting any doubts anywhere, please let me know. Because of time constraint, I'm not asking each and every person. Prakruti? Okay, fine. You people. Prajwal?
Ma'am?
Is it clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Anywhere you have any doubt, Just go through the notes today. If you get any doubts, you can ask me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Whatever I've
Thank you,
taught you
ma'am.
is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Fine. You people can leave now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.